Dorothy?
We made a rule, no talking, it shakes the plane.
I just have to say one thing. If Blanche is right, and we are going to die this afternoon, I'm glad we're together.
Yes, that's very comforting. Now shut up.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm your father.
My father?
I can't believe it. This really is the hospital.
Ma, you have a hernia. Where'd you think I was taking you?
I'm sorry. Am I interrupting?
Not at all. Rose and I were just about to go and see if we can fit into our bathing suits yet.
Blanche says we might have better luck if we sprayed our fannies with Pam.
I'd forgotten how.
Ma, what's the point?
With a story, you get a point. With an anecdote, pure entertainment.
Look, we are very upset about Rose. We don't want to be entertained. Thank you very much. Oh, and please say hello to Opie and Aunt Bee for me when you see them.
Why don't we wait outside on the platform? The train will be along in a few minutes.
The 9:15 to Miami left at 8:45.
Maybe you'd better talk to her doctor about this.
You're right, Blanche. I guess I've just been hoping that things would improve by themselves. You know, I never thought Ma would lose her memory. Of course, I never thought Alan Alda would get on my nerves. Ma, can we talk for a minute?
Then, unless anyone here has cause for objection, by the power vested in me by God and the state of Florida, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Lucas, you may kiss the bride.
Why? Because we have so many of them.
Ma, you didn't.
I did.
That's it. No more. Now, I know that you feel that shopping at Chopper's Warehouse is some kind of a religious experience for you, but I absolutely forbid you to ever go there again.
All right.
When is the funeral?
Wednesday.
I'll go back to Brooklyn with you.
I'm not going, and you know why.
I guess the body was lost at sea.
Ma doesn't want to go to the funeral because Esther's husband...
Max Weinstock will be there. I will not stand...
For dinner, Dorothy, it was delicious.
My pleasure.
Oh, I really enjoyed it too. In fact, I had such a good time, I forgot all about old what's his name. Fidel. Oh, honey, I know what his name is.
No, I mean, there he is. And he has his arms around another woman.
I now pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss the bride.
All right. Take 5. Even the seagulls stopped listening. The rain kept our fans away. Baloney. Every week we've been collecting what? $20, $30 for the clinic? The last couple of weeks we're lucky if we break 10. And you know why? We're losing our edge. The excitement is gone. We're not driven like we used to be.
Choice in the matter, she divorced me.
Oh? What happened? She found you with someone else?
No, she found herself with someone else. I can't say that I blame her. I mean, there was really nothing left between us. Listen, since things are different now, you think there's any chance that we could start over?
Well, I don't know. I mean, 4 years.
You're not getting the ring.
Father, you'll have to excuse my mother. She has a special feeling about the ring. Please, take it and go.
Wait. I want His Holiness to visit my friend. She's in the hospital. She's sick and she's scared.
And what is your friend's name, Mrs. Petrillo?
No miracles, huh? Agnes O'Rourke.
I'm sure...
Buried him.
I mean, what did you do the next day when you had to start putting your life together?
I couldn't do it. I've been a housewife for 32 years. I totally depended on Charlie.
Yeah, but the point is, eventually you did what you had to do. You took care of
I
yourself.
see something. How about you and I go out sometime, huh? Dorothy, I really want to see you again.
I really want to see you again, too.
Great.
But I can't.
Why not?
Because I could get serious about you.
Well, I don't get it.
Al, up until the other night, I thought this whole thing was a game, but...
Dry dishes with his feet. We used to laugh and carry on and have such a happy time.
What is it with you people? All you ever had were happy times? It's sickening. Happy times freezing in the cold. Happy times during the locust invasion. Happy times eating reindeer. How about death?
Keep forgetting Dad.
This is horrible. As Big Daddy used to say, I'm feeling lower than the rent on a burning building.
That's funny. I used to live in a burning building. And it was cheap. Was Charlie's in my first...
1920.
Bad year. Now, 1918.
I said 1920.
Okay, 1920 it is, the year I sailed for America. Ah, America. The land of opportunity where the streets were paved with gold. And a young man named Irving Berlin was writing songs.
He died.
Get out of here.
It's true. Charlie was the only lover I ever had, and my first time was on our wedding night.
Get out of here.
Oh, back off, Blanche. Not all of us are classified by the Navy as a friendly port. Nick's eyes met. Sonny fell into the orchestra pit. Lyle forgot his lines and went into Under the Yum Yum Tree. Except for the reviews, it was a magical night.
Sonny, Bono, and Lyle Wagner. Dorothy, this is an embarrassment of riches.
No, I wanted...
That's Sophia walking into the kitchen.
I didn't know Fess Parker was in this picture.
Ma, what are you doing?
I'm mugging for the camera.
You're mugging me. You're stealing money out of my pocket.
I'm checking to see if you have the exact change for the bus. Now I'm stealing.
It was the Crimea River matinee at the Rialto. I'll be back. I'm going to change and I'll make us some tea.
Blanche, would you mind if I spoke to Dorothy privately?
Mind? Why, of course not. And listen, don't you worry. Your secret is safe with me. I just don't believe these stories you tell, Rose.
The other tragic aspect was the IRS was waiting at the cemetery to arrest Gustav's partner, Bergstrom. So Bergstrom killed himself right then and there by grabbing the gun from Sheriff Tokvist and shooting himself.
A new and fascinating friend. Oh, thank you so much. I'm really touched. Look, why don't I go ahead and get the coffee and let the three of you get to know each other?
Barbara, that is such a stunning brooch. Wherever did you get it?
Oh, I was in Morocco working on a novel, not to mention a dashing young Moroccan.
Rose is helping me make out an ironclad will.
Wait, you're using Rose as a lawyer?
I know what I'm doing. Every Thursday I watch La La. Snowball. You start out with one little harmless lie, and then you have to tell another one to cover up the first, and then another, and another. You know what I mean? And then before long, you've got an entire snowman built out of lies. Dorothy, our paths crossed here so they could cheer us up. Excuse me, Mr. Clown, could you do something to put smiles on the faces of three gloomy Gusses?
Buzz off, lady. I'm on a cigarette break.
Blanche, I'm sorry. I just don't like the idea of this club. I mean, it seems so discriminatory.
Dorothy, there is nothing wrong with being proud of what you are. This club celebrates those individuals who can prove they come from 100% Southern Confederate stock. And if you can't, then fiddle-de-doo to you.
Michael, don't straighten up and give that boy the love and attention he deserves. I will kick your uppity butt till hell won't have it again.
She'll call us right back. She has to wake up the Yankee. Well done, Blanche.
Oh, absolutely. Nice.
Miles, I didn't mean to disturb you.
Oh, it's quite all right.
Oh, I just tried to get away from all those men in there, all demanding my attention.
Well, I understand.
I mean, all those guys, they're just hanging on my every word.
Golly, that must be annoying.
Not really. Where's Rose?
Why am I explaining this to anybody? Who's Lenny?
Tall, red hair, loves tuna on whole wheat.
Let me ask you a better question. Why do we have his IOU for $2?
Well, he didn't have anything small.
Because you suspected I wasn't your daughter?
No, because I was in labor for 38 hours. And the doctor who delivered you bought his obstetric tools from a restaurant supply store. Now stop talking crazy and go to bed. Good night.
What was that you had?
Trout.
What do they call it in French?
Le trout.
French is such a romantic language. Oh, I love the food, I love the wine, and especially the company.
Rose, I've been putting this off all evening, but there's something I want to talk to you about.
No autographs.
No problem. This is true. I'm rooting for Sonny, you know, the paisan. Besides, there's something about this guy that just hunks me off.
So, Dorothy, can I see you later tonight?
Oh, I'm sorry, Lila.
Nobody would notice.
Come on now, Ma, what's really going on? You don't usually eat pasta for breakfast.
I'm carbohydrate loading. I signed up for the charity walkathon.
Oh, Ma, are you nuts? I mean, this is for people who walk a lot.
So what do? Hover?
You're remarkable, Isaac. All this in citrus farming, too.
Hello there.
Oh, Dorothy, Blanche, isn't it a wonderful party?
Glorious.
You two having a good time? My only regret is that I didn't decide to call Isaac sooner.
Oh, that would have been hard. Mom didn't allow me to have my own phone till last year.
Okay, let's see. You said 8 years ago, Spring? That starts right here. I'm going to prove to you I am not a sexually indiscriminate person.
Well, her name isn't Bed.
Wait a minute. It says right there, you slept with a traveling salesman.
In fairness, it says that on her license.
So, when I turned 17, I told my father that I wanted to take acting lessons.
What did he say?
No.
Great story, Rose. But you know what? Hollywood's not a bad idea.
Well, what do you say?
You carrying on when another woman is about to steal my destiny. I always thought it would be me closing out my last years in Hollingsworth Manor.
Look, if anybody has a right to complain, it's me. When Dorothy gets married, think about this. She'll be a Hollingsworth. Lucas and Blanche are already Hollingsworth. Sophia will make 100 for half the money. So, of course, he got the contract. When the Navy came back to check on the progress 6 months later, they discovered there'd been a terrible misunderstanding. Phineas had made 100 Hoagie Heroes for $500,000.
I don't like this whole deal. Shady Pines, now there's a home. Luxury suites, tennis tournaments. Want a massage? Dial 9. And the food, the filet mignon.
Oh, really, Ma? Shady Pines had filet mignon?
One. They'd throw it in the pit and make us fight for a meal and black bananas.
Mom, I'll do that.
No, you will not.
You don't have to clean up after
I
me.
enjoy doing it.
Here, why not double your fun?
Good morning, everybody.
Hi, Blanche.
Honey, how's your back?
Terrible. Well, the doctor...
How is it possible to get pregnant in Sicily just by crossing the street?
Cheap Chianti and narrow streets. Good, then hear this. May you lose the 3 hairs left on your head.
Oh, yeah? Well, may you lose your tweezers so your eyebrows meet to cover the wart in the middle of your forehead.
That's not a wart, a beauty mark.
On Sophia Loren, it's a beauty mark. On you and Khrushchev, it's a war.
Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Give him the word that I'm not a rover. And tell him that his lonesome nights are over. Sandman, I'm so alone.
Oh, you guys really stink.
You were scared they were calling about me, weren't you, Blanche?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's a good one.
Well, if it weren't for your picture, I don't think I'd have made it through.
My picture?
You know, it sounds corny, but I put your picture in my locker, and I would look...
He is gorgeous, isn't he, girl? There's not a woman at the museum who hasn't been after him from the day he arrived.
Oh, women can be so silly. They think because you are an artist, you must also be a great lover. They think because you are...
You know, since Ron and Nasty moved back to California, we've had earthquakes almost every day. Do you think God could be a Democrat? But earthquakes don't bother the president. If Sam Donaldson couldn't shake him up, nothing will.
I know who he is. Certainly, I'm impressed.
Yeah, well, since I made all this money, you wouldn't believe all the friends I have.
How about this guy? Dorothy, you're every bit as lovely as Stan said you were.
Oh, why, thank you.
Stan.
Yeah, right. Listen.
Crackers. Cheese and crackers, Rose. Not eggs gefluffy? Ham and Gunterhagens? Pigs and a Svenkabluten? No, but you sure know how to make a...
Rose has got to find some new role models.
I'm glad he didn't die alone on the street, but here, with a caring person, doing what he liked to do best.
You have to be here with me. I'm fine by myself.
I'm here because you're having lunch at Wolfie's after. Did you see him? Total fruitcake. We're talking serial murderer. Well, if somebody tries to murder a serial, he should see a psychiatrist.
He trips on his thongs and falls into a volcano.
Oh, it's you. Oh, Sophia, did we wake you? I heard noise. I thought it was robbers, so I hid my jewels. Now I can't remember where.
Ma, you don't have any jewels.
Thank God, because I can't find them.
You still have no idea what I'm talking
Nope. Oh, but I can't tell you, Blanche, how much I enjoy working.
Well, I see I must explain. You see, in this statue, I wanted to convey strength and character, so I chose Dorothy.
I knew it.
Then I dropped her.
Like so many before you.
I decided I needed more sensuality and vitality, so I turned to my sketches of...
Let me refresh your memory.
Hey, we have a suntan lotion, chapstick, and half a dozen cheap tawdry romance novels.
Well, then we're all set. We have everything we need for the cruise.
Girls, listen, maybe we don't have everything we need.
Right, what are we missing?
Well, we are going away for a romantic weekend to the Bahamas with Jeff and Rich and Randy in this...
You know what I'm saying, Dorothy?
Yes, Ma, and it's nice. You're saying you love me and you care.
No, I'm saying buy genuine Q-tips. If I'm going to put a stick in my ear, I'd like a little cotton at the end.
True.
Well, so much for that theory.
Good evening, Wilfred Whitney Cheswick here. Might this be the home of the widow Petrillo? Well, there you are, Sophia.
Willie, what the hell are you doing here?
I've come to escort you to the
Blanche, please, that's a stereotype.
Call it whatever you want. I'm just grateful it's true.
Isn't it great the way we're all getting along? And Michael and Lorraine didn't have...
I didn't say that.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Well, you have filled out a little bit, but I don't want you to be upset over this, Becky Sue, now, because we can fix it. I'm going to put you on a diet, baby, and I'm going to make you stay on it.
Mama, I don't want your help. I'm happy just the way I am.
Happy, baby. Look at yourself. How could you be happy?
I have a terrific idea. Before we go home to spend Christmas with our families, why don't we have a little celebration right here, St. Olaf style?
No, I will not drink eggnog while wearing a cast iron brassiere.
We don't do that at Christmas. We do that at Easter.
No. And isn't it true that... Well, excuse me, but that's the nicest tie I've ever seen.
Thanks.
Didn't you tell Rose and Island you were living in a slum?
Sure, but...
No further questions. Isn't it true, Mrs. Devereaux, that Mrs. Zabornak is the kind of person who likes to...
Heading of lust.
I'm really confused.
Look, life is tough. I'm not happy that a fellow human being is passing away, but it's out of our control. If we don't make a few bucks on this deal, somebody else will.
Now, do you see that I don't need anybody's help?
Pressure. They sleep to escape.
Dorothy's father used to do that. Unfortunately, it was usually during foreplay.
Now the man is dead.
Longer than you think.
Why do you think?
Come on, Ma, you haven't driven in years. Why is this coming up now?
This morning at the center, Gladys Weinstock and I had a fight. We both claim we're natural redheads, but of course at our age, we can't prove it anymore. So, when I pulled out my license to show her, everyone saw...
He was a scarecrow slasher?
Primarily, although he was suspected in the disfigurement of several whisk brooms. I was so scared at night I'd sleep in the closet so he couldn't find me.
Rose, don't say another word to me. Just get into bed, but don't say another word.
Oh, Blanche, you'll never... Wait, this is exciting. Just think in less than 24 hours, Gil Kessler could be city councilman.
No, I'd love to get excited, Rose, but no matter what happens, I'm going to get stuck cleaning out that peeing angel punch bowl.
Hello. Wow, aren't you Tiffany Blaine? The lady on Grab That Dough who stands in front of stuff and does this.
Yes, What to do about Al?
No, I'm just as confused as ever.
Rosa, impedisci il lavoro con I tuoi problemi, capisci?
Vincenzo says he thinks he has a solution to your problem.
Really? Well, translate for me, Sophia.
Well, I'm a little bit rusty, but I think he said, picture it.
The book is missing. If you had a car phone, this would all come together.
Dorothy's Bornak, you might show a little compassion.
Catch me on a day when the story's about me.
What's with Rose?
Oh, Rose thinks her car's been stolen.
No, it hasn't. It's parked right outside.
A minute, there is no Mr. Ferguson in this room.
Isn't this room 203?
303.
Oh, boy, what a day. Since I'm here, do you need the last rites?
Oh, no, thank you.
Have you had your operation yet?
No, tomorrow morning.
Well, good luck. I'm sure everything...
But you say lovely to a date who's just shown up in a light blue tuxedo.
Well, I meant lovely no matter how it came out.
I guess maybe I just didn't think you'd recognize good taste. You know this house was done by Nancy Reagan's decorator.
Ma, Phil is not gay.
You mean you're gay? What, your friend Gina's having some sort of membership drive?
Ma.
Dorothy, I know you don't get many dates, but stick with what you know. At your age, it's very hard to break into something new. She has a debilitating disease.
And it has a name. I am thrilled.
We all are.
Well, of course. Congratulations. Champagne it is.
I can't tell you what a relief it is to just be sick. You are kidding, Rose.
No, that's how my mother taught me. Honey, didn't that give you a false impression about what a man would look like? It sure did. Can you imagine my surprise on my wedding night with Charlie? I'd be perfect for this job. You see, I am the battered consumer. I drive a gremlin, for God's sake.
I'll tell you what I'll do. Will you accept the test?
You bet.
One of the most important parts of this job...
Yes, I have. I'm a big dope. You must hate me.
Oh, honey, come on. Now, don't cry. Rose, I don't hate you. No, I'm really having fun. It's just that, you know, it took me a little while to get into the spirit of things.
Seriously?
Oh, that's right.
There's nothing sadder than your daughter losing it before you do.
Look, Ma, I'm not going to mail it. I just read somewhere that you can settle your feelings about someone even after they're gone. And there were a lot of things I never told Pop while he was alive. I never even got to say goodbye, so I'm getting all this stored up emotion out and I'll talk to you about.
Dorothy, I have been so worried. I think the way we've been spending this money is all wrong.
Blanche, I could not agree with you more, honey. I've been up half the night worrying about how foolish we've been spending all that money on silly little things that we don't need.
Oh, I am so relieved.
Well, my mother will hear the car. What, do you think I'm proud of this?
Go on, honey, take the bite.
Thank you.
Dorothy?
I'm just going around the block.
Dorothy?
Oh, God, I hate what this does to my head. Just a kidney stone, I had it appraised. I mean, this went on for 2 years before he found a cure.
What was it?
A blonde stewardess with a butt that would have made Gandhi throw in the towel.
So, Rose, you gonna... Honey, why don't you take the watch off your wrist? Come on, Blanche, then I'd have my hand in a bucket of water for nothing. Rose, listen. I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but you are driving us all crazy. Now, you've got to get some sleep. How? There is...
Trillo, Ma, this is Marguerite.
I'm pleased to meet you. Won't you join us?
Yeah, and pour me some of that champagne. I never know if I'm going to make it to New Year's. So what are we celebrating? Did the Supremes get back together?
You know, I really think you should go and lie down.
And again.
STEM Conference, July 1945. Present were Truman, Stalin, Trebek.
And now, from... He did. Oh, are you all right, honey? I don't know what happened. I just saw stars and blackness. It was like being at the planetarium.
Yeah. It was the shock of the news.
Oh, I'm sorry, Blanche. No, that's quite all right. It was shocking news. I would have fainted myself, only I was afraid I'd fall face down and chip my beautiful teeth.
Ma, what's the point?
With a story, you get a point. With an anecdote, Pure entertainment.
Look, we are very upset about Rose. We don't want to be entertained.
Operate at a profit. Our patients' Social Security and Medicare pay most of our bills. The government subsidies pick up the slack so we can meet minimum standards.
Well, then maybe minimum standards aren't enough.
Right again. And this year the government's made cutbacks. We're operating in the red and doing the best we can.
Are you telling me?
I can't forget. This man stole money from us. Because of him, our family went hungry.
Ma, we never went hungry.
Some nights I felt like dessert.
Listen, why don't we just leave this mess and go out and get something to eat?
Yeah, I'll ask Ma if she'd like to come. It'll do her good to get out of the house.
The funeral is for a neighbor.
Oh, well, my condolences.
Oh, no, there's no need. We didn't like her.
In fact, the whole neighborhood despised her.
Oh, I see. Well, how did she pass on?
She killed him.
Rough neighborhood.
Look, Mr. Pfeiffer.
Dorothy, go after her.
I will not. I'm not the only one who was cruel and vicious. I have feelings, too.
Morning, Dorothy.
I'm not talking to you.
I guess you're still upset with me about last night, aren't you?
No, I'm upset because...
Piano, and he'd play Christmas carols, and the children would sing along, and then Mother'd bring in some homemade eggnog and snickerdoodles. And then we'd decorate the tree. And after Daddy had hung the star at the very top of the tree, we'd all join hands and pray.
The boy could have been your father.
I think we all grieve. Ma, that was 70 years ago. I was sure you'd forgotten.
I forget nothing. So, any mail?
Ball game on the hottest day of the year.
I know it. I'm all hot and sweaty. I'm short of breath, and I'm physically exhausted. You'd think I had a good time. You didn't have fun? Only thing I really enjoyed was stealing second base.
When have you not enjoyed sliding under a man in uniform?
Right. Need any help?
Get away from me, you jinx. I mean, no thank you, Rose.
Girls, you'll never guess what happened. Norman threw me over for a fat woman.
Blanche, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Rose, but Dorothy's the one who ought to be sorry. It's all her. Can't understand is how in the world she managed to wait 15 years.
How long did you wait after George died?
Till the paramedics came.
What about you, Dorothy? That it was not about sex. There's a lot more than that to Blanche Devereaux. My dream was to be a great scientist, work in a laboratory, do research, find a cure for the common cold.
You know, Blanche, I owe you an apology. I really thought...
Then I'd knock all those test tubes off the table, grab a PhD, and show those lab rats...
Later, when the baby came, then I figured out that we had. You know, that was my only proof.
I waited till my wedding night. No. Yes.
And
it was a surprise.
You see, that's exactly why Rose didn't want to tell you. You are overly critical. You know, I think that's the thing I like least about you.
Oh, you know the thing I like least about you? You are loud and overbearing.
Well, you know what I like least about both of you? You're always telling me what to do.
Oh, shut up, Rose! Stunned. Stunned is the only way to describe how stunned I am.
Just a minute, Blanche. Are you trying to tell us
that you are stunned?
Don't you make fun of me, Dorothy Zbornak. I just saw the sign-up sheet down at the bowling alley. Rose Dawn. I'm kidding. Oh, I love you. You're my family. Listen, we're sticking together no matter what happens.
I don't know. It might be hard to find a place as perfect as this was for the four of us.
Oh, hell, if we did it once, we can do it again. All we need's a little luck. It was luck that brought us together the first time.
I thought you were going to make him suffer.
Oh, and I will. Tomorrow morning, I'll tell him he's the worst lover I ever had. Nightmares, monsters in the closet, and he'd always let me sleep in your room. You remember, Ma? And I remember how you and Pop would get me to stop crying. You'd put your arms around me and kiss me and say, as long as you're in my arms, everything's going to be okay.
In the middle of a railway station.
Boy, you do it any place, don't you, Blanche?
Blanche is talking about coming back from Edna McCarthy's funeral.
Edna McCarthy is dead? Oh, my God, that's terrible. I just sent her a chain letter. Never to see one another again. Rose, one of those girls was me. The other one you probably know as Mama Celeste.
Ma, why didn't you use your key?
I left it home. I thought it would weigh me down.
Oh, come on now. I heard you laughing. What's so funny?
For starters, Gina's a lesbian.
What's funny about that?
You aren't surprised?
Of course not. I mean, I've never known any personally, but isn't Danny Thomas one?
Drop out to go to Laura's funeral. I thought Laura's funeral was yesterday.
It was. But he requested an authentic Viking funeral, and every time they tried to set him and his ship on fire, the Coast Guard kept putting it off. They had to reschedule for today. Oh, sure. Some gloomy Gus has muttered about the plutonium thing. But I figured if we could make our sleepy little hamlet into a first strike target, it would help tourism.
It sounds like we both have a little trouble with groups.
Maybe so.
Toilet paper, the Weston's house. My mom.
Don't worry, she's gone to bed already.
Well, did you have a good time tonight?
Oh, it was wonderful. Oh, girls, I cannot tell you how nice it is to be with Stan lately. He's fun and attentive and how you feel.
You gave us quite a scare.
Oh, doctor, is she going to be all right?
She'll be fine. It was just an esophageal spasm.
A what?
A constriction of the food pipe. It can be very painful and frightening, but it's not at all serious.
Oh, thank God.
She just needs to take it easy for a few days and she'll be as good as new. Rose, I want you to relax here for a few more minutes.
Night.
I'm working off all my excess sexual energy.
Why don't we just hook you up to the toaster and make Pop-Tarts?
Don't make fun, Dorothy. This is the 5th Friday night in a row I haven't had a date.
Honey, you're just in a little slump.
Is that what this is? I've never been in one before.
Your good behavior badges. Come on now, you all know you use both fingers for the sunshine salute. Oh.
So glad those little heathens finally left.
They can sleep in Ma's room and she'll sleep with me.
Oh, Ma doesn't get a say. It doesn't matter what Ma thinks. Ma's a piece of furniture who has no feelings or opinions.
Nonsense, my little hat rack.
Husband's brother, Lars, and the whole town was shocked. Of course, that could have been because at the time Inga was on trial for her late husband's dismemberment.
It was probably a factor.
The trial went on for months. Attorney's fees cost her an arm and a leg. I don't deserve these kinds of problems.
Oh, honey, maybe I can help. I live to help. I'm a great friend, contrary to popular belief.
Miles, Charles can't take me to the wedding. He's going to be out of town at a teaching seminar. Now I can't go.
Well, that shouldn't keep you from going.
Oh, I have my reasons. It's a long story.
I don't want to talk about it. Oh, how could George betray me this way? Damn it, those wedding vows were sacred to me. Well, they must have been. I turned down hundreds, thousands.
You going out?
No, she's going to sit here where it's 112 degrees and eat enchiladas.
I just need some cucumbers to put on my eyes.
You'll have trouble seeing, Blanche.
It's very good. It reduces puffiness.
Does it work on thighs?
Listen, Ted, I hate to interrupt. What was all that sweet talk about your having a crush on me?
Well, I did, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah, but what about last night? Apartment back in Brooklyn. I was about, 7 years old, because I was still sleeping with my rag doll, Mrs. Doolittle. I remember I woke up in the middle of the night with my teeth chattering. I got out of bed, tiptoed to your bedroom door. I opened it a crack and I whispered, "Mommy."
Oh, Jamie, so good to see you again.
Well, I'm glad to see you too, even if it is only for the weekend. Fortunately, the business with the will shouldn't take long.
Well, I shouldn't think so. I'd hardly expect Mama Devereaux to leave me the family silver.
Well, as her executor, I had to go over her will with her.
Don't mess with my metaphor.
All right, Stanley, the truth. Things have been going so well with Lucas, I didn't want to deal with you. But as Freud said, our beds are crowded.
Oh, never say that, Rose.
But you're a teacher. You think for a living.
Well, don't be so impressed. I have summers off.
How you can stand listening to me and all my ridiculous stories.
Your stories are
Are we expecting company?
Yep, Barbara Thorndike. I introduced myself after the lecture. We went out and had coffee and talked for hours.
It was dark in that hayloft.
Your father and I spent many an hour trying to figure out what to do with you. You drove that man to distraction.
Well, all right, maybe you talked about me, but that's not the same thing as being there.
I know that.
Under the table, behind the couch, Bambi was onto me like that.
And then there's the water pressure.
I got more water pressure than this apartment.
And another thing.
This is really lovely, Raymond.
I hoped you'd like it.
Reminds me of the place I met Charles de Gaulle. We were lovers, you know.
Really?
Ma, that's a lie. Make me blue.
Well, give me my money.
Look, I'm sorry we fought the way we did, but this work for senior health care is very important to me, and I was hoping it would be to you, too.
Well, it wasn't, but it is now.
It is.
How could I help it? After I looked through the paperwork, I realized...
No, I can't. Yes, I can.
Hi, it's me, Stan.
Come on in, Stanley. We were just talking about you.
I thought I felt my ears burning.
Maybe that. So did I mention that my daughter and her roommates just left on their vacation? They'll be gone for 5 days. Anyway, I notice we're always smiling at each other. So I was thinking, now that we have a little privacy, maybe sometime we could smile and talk, you know, over a glass of...
I will continue to see Glenn for as long as I please.
Is he gonna leave his wife?
Ma, Ma, for the first time in a long time, I am really happy. So please leave me alone.
If you're so happy, how come I hear you pacing in your room night after night?
I can't sleep. I have a lot on my...
Mama, do you remember that Mother's Day that I almost ruined when I ran off to get married? No? Sure you do, honey. Don't you know I was a senior in high school? And I was madly in love with Deck Bovinglow. We'd been dating.
Mama accepted it, too. Along with a brand new Cadillac Eldorado for her birthday. You know, my family had a few dollars, and I loved them dearly, but when you get right down to it, basically they were trash.
And you're talking about his wife. So, did you bring the bimbo?
Chrissy's back in Maui. I just came to sell a piece of property that Dorothy and I bought when we were in Miami on our honeymoon. Just sign on the last page.
Read it first. The last time he had you sign something, I ended up in a home.
To Blanche, when she told me how badly you were dying to meet me.
Wait a minute. Blanche told you I was dying to meet you. The only reason I showed up here is because she told me you were a lonely single gal who was dying to meet me.
She didn't.
Yes, she did. So what do you think this means?
Well, segue, Blanche.
You know, I've never met a neurosurgeon before. I would love to hear more about your work. How about 8 o'clock tonight?
Well, that sounds good, but I think Stan might have something planned for us.
Well, I did have ringside seats at the Mud Wrestling Palace, but hey, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush.
Elegantly put, Stan.
Unnatural. No daddy for the baby. And no fun trying.
I'm gonna have to agree with Blanche on this one. Half the fun is in getting there. And boy, did your father and I have fun trying for you.
Ma, I don't think I want to hear this.
I wasn't gonna... Oh, good to see you. Look just wonderful.
Oh, so do you. Come on in and meet my friends. This is...
Wait, let me. She's attractive, witty, and great fun to be with. This must be Dorothy. And she's smart, sexy, and stylish to a fault. This must be Blanche. Did I get it right?
No, I'm not. I'm mad at me. Damn. Ever since my husband died, I think if I don't leave, I'm going to get left. Looks like either way, I end up alone.
I'm sorry.
Not half as sorry as I am. Dude, I feel
Just admit that this is all because you don't like Barbara Thorndike.
Oh, God, I don't like Barbara Thorndike. I think she's a phony.
Oh, this from a woman who tells her dates that she was Angie Dickinson's body double and Dressed to Kill.
That's just a little white lie.
Yeah, then why is it on your job resume?
Well, this has been very difficult for me, but I want you to know I forgive you.
I don't need your forgiveness. I mean, I'm not ashamed of anything I've done. Blanche, your father and I were in love. We didn't mean for it to happen, but it did. Now, in another time and place, we would have been married. But at that time in the South...
Not anymore. Hell, at my age, you can't take lunch for granted. I had a tuna fish sandwich. It was beautiful.
Well, Rose never takes anything for granted. She's never afraid to try something new.
You remember the time?
Something must have happened to the tractor, because there he was. This lone little mayonnaise jar. Dragging this giant tuna up the hill past the reviewing stand. I don't think I've ever been prouder in my life.
Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday boys and girls, happy birthday to you. Welcome to Mr. Ha-Ha's Hot Dog Hacienda! I have lots of fun planned for you.
next time. My heart's still beating.
Oh, I'm sorry, we thought you were Mario.
You'll have to scream around with that if you're going to kill him.
Hi, everybody. What's going on?
Oh, my.
I just wish there was something more we could do for these people, especially the children.
Yes, I know. I'm supposed to look after their spiritual needs, but even I can't help thinking they have other needs that are far more pressing. Well, I'd like to thank you all very much for coming. I wish you every blessing for the new year.
I wandered around and finally found.
Speaking of found, look what I found. Butterscotch.
Doesn't get much better than this.
I'll get it. Honey, why don't you just take a sleeping pill?
Oh, I don't like to take pills. I get slap happy and say silly things.
Well, we certainly wouldn't want that to happen.
Hi, it's me, Stan.
What do you want? Either I mixed the Elvis list with the wedding list, or everyone in Max's family appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show.
Who cares already? Let's just do it.
We are gathered here today to join this man and this woman in matrimony.
But, Ma, if anything goes wrong, we stop.
Relax. There are some things you never forget. Driving a car is like making love. In both cases, a mirror makes objects appear larger than they really are.
Oh, Dorothy, I'm just so angry. Floyd McCallum just... Girls, come look at the tree. Oh, isn't it breathtaking?
Oh, it sure is.
And now it's always going to be there. And all because of Mrs. Claxton.
Yeah, you know, I guess you were right all along, Rose. Mrs. Claxton did have a reason for being here.
You're like...
Wait a minute. Just who are you calling a skinny white boy?
I think she meant Michael.
You got that right.
Oh, it was easy.
Oh, shut up, Rose. Look, Mrs. Wagner...
Appointment. She wanted to look her best for Charmaine's big day.
Boy, Blanche is handling this a lot better than I would. I would kill Gloria if she ever wrote about my sexual escapades.
You'd kill your sister over a pamphlet?
Yeah? How would you like to star in my video?
Are there any nude love scenes involved? No, because if it's integral to the plot, I'll be more than happy to do it.
You see, Dorothy, Sophia wants to be in my video. Why won't you?
Dorothy's always been a little camera shy. You'd be, too, if you looked like Fess Parker in heels.
They told us to get out of the way when they took the winner's picture with Anita Bryant.
Oh, for those old judges, no, I'd love to hear your song.
Oh, forget it, Blanche.
Please.
Oh, no, the whole experience was too painful.
Please.
We just want to put it out of our minds.
Please.
Hit it, Rose.
Supper. Come on.
Blanche, don't you think you might be pushing Dorothy a little hard?
No, and I need all your help, and she needs all your help, too. You know, she's not going to have too many chances. She doesn't have my beauty or your...
Kessler had. Is the man asleep during it?
I think so, Rose.
And what about the parts they put on? Do they test them first? $1,000 prize is going to be mine. When I was younger, I was known as the dancing fool.
How old were you when they dropped the dancing thing?
Yowza, 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 ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the third...
Yes. Wait till my friends hear about this.
For the time being, this must be our little secret. I'm in the middle of a rather messy divorce, and if the reporters get home...
Oh, say no more. I'm not naive about these things. I have a subscription to People magazine.
Well, then, until tonight...
Flying on television in front of 1 million people?
People lie on television, Dorothy. They do it on 60 Minutes all the time.
He's a married man running for election. Why would he say he had an affair if he hadn't?
I'm sure I don't know. And I also don't know why you just assume I'm guilty. Can you give me one good...
Point the way.
Oh, good. It's on the second floor.
Thanks a lot, Rose. Oh, this is a great Valentine's weekend. Stuck in a hotel at a nudist camp for 10 hours.
I'm sorry, Dorothy. It's all my fault. I misunderstood the brochure.
Sophia, have you all had a chance to catch up on old times?
Yeah, Angela filled me in on how all my friends and family back home are doing.
How is everybody, Angela?
Dead. Angela and I are the only two left of the original family. It's...
No, this is all so sudden. There's so many things to consider.
Oh, look, Blanche, if you're worried about us, don't be. I mean, just because you're selling the house doesn't mean that we can't all find another place together.
Oh, I wasn't worried about you. I was worried about the tax consequences of all this extra income. And you can smell their pipe tobacco and their maleness. And then their arm accidentally brushes against your bosoms, and the room is filled with the heat of a taboo lust.
This place is too filled with memories to let me get on with my life. I need to start over without you, Charlie. And I think this is the best way. I know it'll be tough in a strange town, all alone, but I've read some wonderful things about Miami.
Under her money on bad investments?
It's true, I did it. I guess you two don't know me as well as you think you do.
What I meant was, it's a great opportunity to make new friends.
Look who's here!
I understand, Blanche. I understand that you're this way because you've probably never been with a real man.
Dorothy, do I wet myself or laugh?
All you need is to be loved by someone who knows how. Someone who will take his time and then show you...
Me, Stan. Look, I know it's late, but I had to come by. I have awesome news.
Dating someone over 12?
Ma, that's not nice. Is that it, Stanley?
No. Congratulate me, everyone. I'm getting hitched.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Well, congratulations, Stan.
Tell us all about it.
Rose, your father was a dairy farmer. You look for food in your freezer.
The psychiatrist didn't make me feel better. I feel better that you all feel better, but I don't feel any better.
Not even a little?
No. In fact, I feel worse.
Why worse?
He was my last hope. Oh, I had a marvelous time tonight, Ernie.
So did I, Rose. Rose, there's something very important I want to say to you.
Okay.
I want you to know how much I appreciate all you've done. After my marriage fell apart, I stopped being able to perform like a man should.
Patience and cheer them up.
Hey! That slipper is from the Mamie Van Doren collection.
Will you look at that? Man's best friend. Chasing man's best friend.
Some very extensive surgery here. Eyes, nose, stomach.
And breasts. I cut this out of a magazine. What do you think of those?
Very nice. The angle's a little steep for my personal taste, but they certainly do make a statement.
Where are you going, Kirsten?
I'm gonna go talk to the doctor about you. I think my mother needs to be with her family now. All of her family.
You can only stay a few...
In here. Get in here. Where in the world did you come from?
The coffee shop at the bus station. I went there from the hospital to, think things out. But this toothless old wino who claimed he was Elvis kept hounding me for bus fare to Graceland.
She's an idiot. I've got the perfect example. Dorothy was on her summer vacation looking for a part-time job. So she asks Rose to put her out in the classifieds. Well, that was a mistake to begin with right away.
Rose, it is not here.
Look again, it has to be.
Rose, I have read every want ad in the paper. Mine is not here. Are you sure you
Pussycat, when's the last time I told you you were beautiful?
June 1st, 1949. At my wedding.
Oh, well, that's because pregnant women have that special glow. I think it's time to tell you, I'm cramping up. Miles?
No, honey, it wasn't Miles. We'll let you know when he gets here.
Maybe we need a signal.
How about this? I yell, "Hey, Rose, Miles is here."
Got it.
I thought you knew.
Well, I didn't know. First you guys give me that transfusion and now you tell me this.
Honey, I guess there's really not much you can do.
Well, sure there is. There's plenty I can do. Like sit around the house for the next 72 hours, scared to death he's going to tell me I have something that's going to kill me.
I'll never tell.
The ones who are happy for no apparent reason. George, my life is empty.
Why don't you get a job?
Well, I was thinking of that. I could go back to show business.
Renee, you were the legs in the dancing cigarette box.
But he loved me. I brought joy to people.
Oh, why don't you tell the boys and girls how you gave Mr. Terrific the axe?
A cartoon, that's right. Here we go.
You're clear!
Oh, that's it. I'm finished. Dorothy, calm down. Things are going very well.
Very well. They were trying to kill me out there. They want Mr. Terrific back, and so do I.
Really tight, and I hate it.
Oh? Well, I'm just the opposite. I love a tight man. Tight man with cast iron pecs. Thighs that could choke a bear.